memories. Even bad is sometimes has good in it. There's memories that I have. Good morning. We're here. We're live.
Wait, I was gonna say something.
We're live.
Okay.
We're
Oh my
live,
goodness,
honey.
please tell me.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. I
Today
didn't know you
we're
was
talking
logging in.
about grandparents then versus now. We hope that you share your stories, and we talk about the differences and or similarities between grandparents then and now. And today is Shout It Out Friday, so you know that means always shout you out, shout out your business, shout out to businesses that you support. We are gonna talk about it here. It's Friday. Sit back, relax. We'll be back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeil.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeil.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining this morning. Me neither, actually.
What?
Didn't remember something yet.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing.
Okay.
We are glad to see you on this delicious Friday morning. The weather is beautiful here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Are you blessed to have grandparents or even one? I note how I said that. Are you blessed to have them? Do you remember your grandparents? So grandparents have been put in the margins of importance, it seems like to me. But they are critically important to so many people and so many cultures. For example, when I was on the road salesperson, I met Asian families a lot. And the way the family worked traditionally, the ones that I've discovered anyway, was the grandparents always raised the children, where both parents work. The parents work, but when you become a grandparent, your job is to raise the children of the parents.
Wow.
That was the whole thing. And the grandparents always lived with the children. Grandparents live with the children. What did you learn from your grandparents? Do you remember anything cool about your grandparents?
Do you have any grandparent stories? Are you a grandparent? Do you have stories of you as the grandparent versus your stories of you as the child with your grandparent?
I don't know if I have any stories as me as a grandparent. No, I'm too young for that still.
I think you do. I think, well, at least I have a story of you with the grandparents when we were over with Brianna. And Summer was telling stories.
As my second granddaughter, she's my daughter, Brianna's first child.
And she was animatedly making up stories, beginning, middle, and end, and telling them as if they made complete and total logical sense.
Well, she wanted me to hear the story. So.
But none of the pieces went together.
It's all right. I love all of those
but
stories.
She absolutely was enamored with and so exuberant and expressive.
Like 5 or 6 at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I think she was about 4 or 5 actually, because it was before Violet was born.
Violet's her younger sister. And Violet is now about 2 or 3, maybe. I lose track. Okay.
Yes, you lose track.
Yes, but we do have grandchildren.
Violet is 3 going on 4.
Okay. You sure?
I'm very sure.
You're very sure now?
Yes.
We both got grandparent brains, baby. I remember my grandmother Luella. We grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and my grandmother lived in a senior apartment building just for seniors. The whole time in New York. My grandmother Luella McNeil, and my grandfather James McNeil, they lived there. My grandfather James McNeil was the grandfather who would sit in the chair. They lived on the second floor of the building, and at the window, and just look out the window all day and talk about people all day.
So your grandfather was the Kevin Hart grandfather?
Yes, he did.
Look at that cat. Drink your milk out the bowl.
And right down from where his window was, there was a bus stop. So he had lots of stuff to talk about. He would look at these people waiting for the bus, what they got on, what people were walking by. look at this. Oh my God. And he would just be there all day and he would insult people too. They can't hear his insults. Good morning, Sister Trively. How you doing?
Good morning, Trively. My grandmother used to play solitaire.
Oh.
She used to play solitaire on her bed. This is my great-great-grandmother. She used to play solitaire on her bed. It seemed like all the time, but it obviously wasn't all the time because she cooked, she cleaned, she sewed, but I could always remember her playing solitaire.
My grandmother, Luella, was a baker in her working years, and she always baked a cake on Saturdays, a coconut pineapple cake. And I would bring my boy Doug or Lou with me on Saturdays. And we play ball all morning, and we take a break, walk to Brownsville, get some cake from my grandmother, introduce my grandmother to my friends, and then we go back out and play again. And she was always so nice to my friends.
We had a comment. Good morning. This is a great topic. I don't know if that's Judy or not, or please let us know who you are that made the comment. We appreciate it. And do you have a story about your grandmother?
Grandma and grandmas then versus now.
Absolutely.
Because grandmas today
are very different.
Are different than they were, but they're still good. I'm saying grandmas today are still good, but they're not babysitting and baking cookies like that. They will from time to time.
I have a very, very fond memory that I just created this year with my grandson, which was Family Day. And we did arts and crafts, we did lessons, we did painting. We had a lot of fun together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's almost, you're getting to know them, these new kids, learning these new kids with the way they think is different too. But my grandmother and grandfather were so sweet together. They had 13 children, 11 boys and 2 girls. So I had a lot of uncles growing up.
Wow.
I had a lot of uncles growing up. Now I only have one uncle.
You only got one uncle?
No, I got. Well, on my dad's side, on my mom's side, I have a couple.
Yeah,
and they had like 9. I got Uncle Ed and Uncle June, Uncle Earl, technically.
That's right, his uncle cousin.
Technically, he's my mother's brother, which makes him my uncle, but he's also my aunt's son. He's my Aunt Hat's son. That makes him my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But he's my mother's brother somehow too. Good morning, Sister Judy.
Judy, do you have any grandparent stories of you as the grandparent, or vice versa? Any memories of your grandparent? I remember my best Christmas. I think I was 9. My best Christmas, my grandmother Mickey actually bought me, and I think that there are, I think there were about 6 or 7 of us total, cousins and godchildren of hers. She bought all of us roller skates, and she had a really long house in New York City. It is a really, really long. It's the size of a city block. Was the size of her apartment.
Really?
Yeah. There was only 1, 2, 3.
Her apartment building, not her specific apartment.
Her apartment building was one of the. So it's a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So one whole side was her apartment.
Okay.
And it was 3 bedrooms and a kitchen, but a long hallway. And so we spent that whole Christmas roller skating up and down and back and forth
inside the apartment.
On the wooden floors in her apartment.
On skates.
The rubber skates. This was after the metal wheels that you just hooked onto your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
No, this was the actual skate boots that you put your feet in.
I used to think the hallway in our home in New York, our apartment in New York, we had wooden floors as well. I used to think that hallway was so long. The hallway from my mother's room to the rest of the house. Okay, it was such a long. Me and my sisters would run in that hallway in our socks and then like skid and slide.
Risky business.
Yeah, we did it all the time. We'd run and slide in those socks. I could take a run in that hall when I was like 10 or 11, take a run in that hallway and jump and touch the ceiling. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, that's how long the
No
hallway was.
splinters.
No, not. But I suspect maybe if I go back to that same apartment, it wouldn't seem so big. It seems so big as children
Right.
to us. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do remember I had the opportunity to go back to one of the first places that we lived at with my grandmother on 116th Street. Oh, Lord. We're back. I hope that you can see us. I hope that you are still here. We still see some of you, but there was some technical difficulty. I do apologize for that.
Wasn't your fault.
And if there is anything that we can do, we'll do it. We're going to have our commercial now.
Stephanie D. Morris, and I am the Master Connector and owner of FDM Connections Enterprises. I connect you to travel, the notary, and to people. And this month, I am going to connect you to my journal, 31 Days to the Heart of Your Purpose. This journal will help you get clear of the purpose that God has for you. So connect to me through my website, connected2purpose.com, and we can help you get clear about your purpose and vision for your life.
That's Stephanie D. Morris.
Stephanie D. Morris,
and it's so cool
to Purpose.
that she's local to Charlotte.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't live that far from Lisa and I. She has a beautiful dog. It's actually a pit bull, but I've been hearing from everyone how sweet her dog was and is and all that kind of stuff. And I've been wanting to meet the dog. That's actually was Lorraine Gallardo that made the first comment. Yes, that's Stephanie's dog. And her name is Eva, and it is a sweet dog. I played with the dog yesterday, and I enjoyed the dog so much. I enjoyed even every bit of drool and tongues on my hands and forearms and all that stuff. I played with the dog in the backyard, and it was just so much fun. In meeting her dog, first off, we walked down the block with the dog and back to see if the dog would dump and all that stuff. So I enjoyed meeting Stephanie's dog, Stephanie Morris.
That's the closest thing that Brian's going to get to a dog.
Well,
so if he gets to be a dog sitter, a dog play date, we'll set up play dates. He can have them.
That might be the best thing. Who knows?
Absolutely. He may be a dog play date. He may be like a dog runner.
That might be
come
a thing.
And borrow the dog.
I'll come and babysit your dog for a little while. Drop the dog off.
Something.
That might be a thing. Sister Tripoli, do you have any fond memories of your grandparents or grandmom or grandpop? I always think about my grandfather, looking out the window. And that one time when I was like 11 or 12, and I was working out a lot. I was doing a lot of push-ups and stuff. I was really a fit kid. Mm-hmm. And that my grandfather was not a very big man. He wasn't very big at all. But he spanked my butt one time. By 11 or 12, I was close to his height. Okay. And he grabbed me by my hand and lifted me off the ground and took my butt up. And I couldn't believe I was in the air. This little man lifted me up and whooping my butt like this. I couldn't believe it. And the reason why he whipped my butt is because I said a curse word in his house. And the curse word that I used was the word lie. He thought the word lie was a cuss word. And
many of us had that same.
And he thought I said it twice. I said, my sister Tracy, she was telling on me. I said, that's a lie. I said, don't you say lie in my house, boy. I couldn't say lie. We had to say tell a story.
My memory of my great grandfather was really awesome. Can I have what?
You can put your elbow down. He was trying.
I'm fine.
Okay.
He was really awesome. He had so many different I was getting ready to say businesses, but it's not businesses, it's different career tracks in the whole time, like not careers and entrepreneurial pursuits. Yes. And at one point he was a hairstylist. Early on he was a hairstylist. And my step grandmother, his second wife or maybe third wife or whatever, but he used to do her hair and do her eyebrows. She had the most beautiful hair. He would tend to her hair once a month. He would wash it and straighten it with the hot comb and curl it. He would do her eyebrows, and she was so beautiful. I used to think that she was like a doll because he would keep her so beautiful.
Devon Williams, what's up, man? How's my brother doing? We're talking about grandparents today. And it's also Shout It Out Friday. So you can shout out your business. You can post your links today. Shout out your book. Shout out your cause. You can recommend somebody else. Brag on somebody else or brag on your week this week.
Brag on your business.
Yeah.
We want to hear it.
Shout it out. Good morning, Miss Tamika Ford. How you doing, my sister? Julie said very good. And yes, you got some stories about your grandparents. Are you willing to share any of them?
Absolutely. Please do share. One of the stories I share often is about my grandmother in the kitchen. My grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, did not believe in prepackaged food at all. We didn't have any prepackaged treats, no prepackaged snacks, no such thing as a Hot Pocket, no such thing as a Debbie cake, none of those things. Okay. And so if you go into her kitchen, it doesn't look like there's anything to eat in a child's mind.
Right.
And one of the stories that I often share is that she would say that there's stuff here to eat. And I would be thinking to myself, like, no, I've looked everywhere. There's nothing to eat. There's a bag of rice. There's a bag of potatoes. There's old bread. There's all of these things. And she will put you out the kitchen and you will come back in 45 minutes. And she had taken all of those ingredients and she had made a feast. A feast in 45 minutes. You would have roasted chicken and you would have rice, seasoned rice, and you would have collard greens and you would have all of these things that she would just make out of all of these daggone ingredients laying around.
Wow, that's
potato salad. It was delicious.
My grandmother, well, it was all hips and thighs and butt. Okay, that's where she was built. And my sister Tracy, you could do an impression of her. And my sister Tracy, my grandmother, she was the mother at the church. Church was social media for her. We'd go to church and she would spend time before and after church talking to everybody. When you go grocery shopping with her, she'd talk to everybody. She was that woman, okay? But this is how Tracy used to impersonate grandma. Child, I tell you, one day, child, I tell you, one day, that's how she would always do it. One day, that was my grandmother, and Tracy could do it. Tracy is my sister, closest to me in age.
Your grandmother's on your father's side?
Well, yes, that's one grandma I'm talking about.
The one you're talking about. Yeah.
I knew her better than the grandmother on my grandmother on my mother's side. You know, I knew her later in my teenage years, and I regret that I hurt her feelings one day because we came down from New York to Durham, North Carolina to visit with my mother's mother. And I was staying at my mother's house. I was like 13 or 14 years old. I was staying at her house, and grandma was so excited I was there. And the next morning, she got up and made a traditional Southern breakfast. She made grits and eggs and sausage and pan-seared sausage and all that kind of stuff. She made a Southern breakfast. And in New York, I hadn't eaten like that at all, okay? I didn't eat any food like that. A bowl of cereal was my breakfast, okay? So she made this big meal for me, and I got up and I saw what that was. I was like, Grandma, this is how immature I was. I said, Grandma, I don't eat this kind of food. And it hurt her feelings. And she told my mom, and it hurt her feelings so bad.
Yes, it should. Good morning, Carmelita.
I ain't know nothing about that kind of
Facebook
food.
user, your name is not coming through, or you're talking about your grandfather, and I want to read the comment, and I want to give it honor. So if you could tell us who you are, I will read the comment knowing that it is your comment talking about your grandfather was a hunter.
My grandfather was a hunter. I remember him teaching us how to survive by growing and hunting for your food. He would not allow me to go hunting, but I know how to grow my own food.
Woo-hoo.
And Facebook user, I at least want to give you credit. Just Cynthia Maison Brown. Good morning, sister.
Good
Cynthia.
morning.
How you doing? You remember your grandfather was a hunter. How about that?
Good
Carmelita,
morning.
good morning. your grandparents.
Carmelita, what's your grandparents' story? And do you have a grandparent story? Is there a difference between
As you being a
grandparents
grandma.
then
Mhm.
and grandparents now?
Sheila Goddard, I think you're a grandma too. Some people don't even want to go by grandma anymore. It's grandma.
We got Glamma, we got Mimi, we got Gigi. I don't think there's any more grannies left.
I'm Papa.
Your
Papa.
Papa? Yeah, I'm Grandma.
You grandma?
Grandma.
Okay.
And it sounds real country when Brandon says it. Grandma.
Yeah, my mother goes by grandma as well. But we talk about grandparents. We were saying when the show first started today how I noticed when I was on the road salesperson, when I ever go to Asian families, the way the household was set up was the grandparents' job was to raise the children. When the parents worked, but the grandparents raised all the children. And when the parents got to an age where they weren't working anymore, they raised their children's children. It was just all, and the grandparents always lived with the children.
That's right. Sheila says she's Grammy, short for Grammy Award.
Okay, let's go with that.
I love
Grammy Award.
And I think
I'm Nana.
Cynthia says she's Nana. And good morning, Adira. Hey.
Adira Hunter. What's up? Adira is my youngest daughter. She's a music teacher now at a middle school, I think.
And she's a grown-up now. She's a grown-up.
Cynthia says, my grandmother used to sing these sweet songs in Spanish. She lived until she was 100 years old. Mi abuelita.
Abuelita.
Wait a minute, say it again.
Abuelita.
Abuelita.
And Facebook user, I can't tell if that's you or if it's Judy or if it's Cynthia or if it's Miss Phyllis. I don't know. Please tell me. You are grandmother and Gamma. Grandmother
and Gamma.
Your
name just didn't come through. That's all.
Yeah, your name didn't come through.
You got to give Facebook permission to share your name. That's all.
Absolutely.
But it's good to see Adira here. We're talking about grandparents today. Now, do you remember your grandparents? Did you have a relationship?
Oh, Judy is Judy. What do they call you? Grandma or grandmother?
That's Judy. Okay, cool. Yeah, grandma. Grandparents, I said earlier, it seems like they've been relegated because we don't talk about them that much. They put more into the margins than they used to be. They used to be the matriarchs of the family.
But I think that we don't have that very much anymore.
No, we don't.
I mean, we don't even have the same elders. Angelo calls me grandmother and the others call me Gamma. Okay, I love it, grandmother.
And Gamma. Yes. When I think about my grandparents, I don't have any grandparents alive anymore. I have another friend of mine, another guy who's a cigar smoker too. He brags that he's got like 6 grandparents. Okay. I mean, 5 or 6. I don't know how he works that out, but he got a bunch of grandparents.
That's so funny. My grandson has 2 grandmothers, 2 great grandmothers, a grandfather.
That's 4 or 5.
Another grandfather.
6.
Yeah, he still has 6 grandparents.
And is it because that our grandparents are younger now while he's got 6?
I guess, but his great grandmother is almost 70.
Could you describe a typical grandparent in 2023? What would you say that person's like? What's the grandparent today? The grandparents today probably is working just as much as the parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not staying at home.
She still looks young. She might be dating too if she's not married. She might be dating.
Oh Lord, grandma's dating. That's right.
What do you believe? 40 is the new 20 or 60 is the new 40?
Mm-hmm.
You believe that to be true?
Absolutely. And
you do?
And yeah, absolutely. I had a conversation at Women Empowerment this week where we were talking about there's no such thing as an old folks home anymore.
Right. You said that with me in the car. We talked about that.
Yeah, there's no such. You can't even say that because you can call it a mature home. You can call it a mature adult home, but it's not an old folks home. And mature adults like myself, I'm 55. I don't want you to call me a senior citizen. Even when I turn 62, I don't want to be a senior citizen. Did you get cold?
No, but I saw you shriveling up.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
yeah. But thank you, Sister Sheila. That makes sense. Multiple grandparents due to remarriage and bio parents / step parents. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. That's how you can have multiple grandparents there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The grandparents still work and partying. Yep, that's right. They're still working and partying.
Absolutely. That's what I was told in the meeting as well. No, it's different. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
So
wow, that's different.
The grandparents today, the ones that's still working and partying, do they babysit anymore? Do they want to pass on any knowledge to the kids, grandchildren?
When it's convenient, it's
That's
different.
It. When it's convenient.
I
am awesome with my grandchildren for a little while.
30 minutes.
Hour.
Okay, an hour. An hour is really not true.
I'm great.
But I will give you an hour.
Because I can't match their energy. They got more energy than I have.
And you haven't matched. Get somewhere and sit down.
I don't do that much to them. Go somewhere and sit down. Because I want to enjoy them. And that's where I get stuck up. I want to enjoy them until they wear me out, but I still want to enjoy them. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So, and I got a bunch of grandkids. It's like on my side of the family, I've got 6 granddaughters. Let's see.
Whoa.
5 granddaughters.
Sheila said, I received a picture of my grandson's great grandmother breaking it down at Mardi Gras this week. Okay.
See? The great grandmother breaking it down at Mardi Gras this week. The great grandmother, is she 60? Is she 65? Is she 55?
70.
70? Maybe.
She can break it down at 70.
I believe she can, baby. Most don't, but I do. My 2 oldest lived with me during the pandemic with the online schooling. Yeah. So most don't babysit and all that kind of stuff, but she does. Okay. Wow. Great grandmother breaking it down at Mardi Gras this week. I learned what Mardi Gras actually meant this week. This 55 years old, I finally understood what the day was about. Did you know?
Would you like to share it?
Yes. Mardi Gras technically stands for Fat Tuesday, and it's the day before Ash Wednesday. And typically Mardi Gras Day, Fat Tuesday, is the day that you
party before Lent.
And you load up before Lent. You eat all the food and drink all the alcohol the day before.
Because a lot of people don't drink during Lent.
Right.
Or they give up chocolate or they give up meat.
For 40 days.
Something else.
So you get rid of that. You party and they give up alcohol, they give up chocolate, and you eat and drink all that stuff.
Or give up sweets. And
on that Tuesday. They call it loading up. And it ended up being a crazy drunken party. Okay.
Trying to get it all out of your system or all into your system.
Or out of the house.
Okay. Out of the house.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had to get rid of the alcohol and the food and stuff like that.
I guess.
All the temptation stuff.
Get them out by getting them in.
Yes. Tamika Ford says,
I could go on for days reminiscing about my grandparents. Amen. I love and miss them dearly.
But I even like the fact that you could go on for days reminiscing about them. To me, that means that you're held on to those precious memories.
Absolutely. One of the memories that I have of my grandmother is now incorporated in the He's Always Higher Than Me, but
book that Lisa's writing.
Yeah, I'm illustrating it now. The book is written, it's being illustrated now. But she took me to the Empire State Building. To the very top, and I remember being on the observation.
Now, did y'all walk up and down?
No, we took the elevator up.
Did you walk down?
No. Okay. My grandmother was in her late 90s.
Yes. Okay.
So the fact that she took.
Oh, I was thinking of the Statue of Liberty. I had conflated the two.
Yeah,
the Empire State Building.
I've been to the Statue of Liberty.
Did you walk up?
No, we didn't walk. Okay. We were in the torch.
Yeah. I went up to the torch and the Statue of Liberty as well. And I remember us walking all the way down the spiral staircase.
Yeah, we did not walk down.
We walked all the way down.
No, I don't think my grandmother.
Dr. Beverly says,
Good Friday and good morning, great, awesome, wonderful family. GMAs then didn't play no games with you. GMAs now smoking weed with their kids and blowing smoke in the grand's face.
Wow.
Ooh, have times have changed. I do not think I know any grandparents that are quite that brazen, but but I suppose they could be. Now, I know that my grandmother, and this was how discreet it was, but I know that she used to smoke weed. I found out as an adult that my thoughts were my observations were accurate, but she used to make these skinny little joints, and she used to have this incense box on her dresser, and she used to have this little pretty little tray, and it was all very discreet. Just knew about the incense, you didn't know about anything else, but you had inkling of it, and there was weed in the house.
Yeah, a lot of grandparents today do smoke weed. I don't have them in my family, not grandparents anymore, but I know of people who are grandparents in my family that still smoke weed regularly, and that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay now.
It's okay
obviously.
now. When I was a younger person, I had a different perspective on it than I do now. When I was a younger person, I thought, well, where I grew up in East New York, and in my growing up, my neighborhood was straight down the line. The good kids played ball, okay, or whatever ball. And the other kids smoked weed all day. I played ball all day. I didn't smoke weed all day. Okay.
And we also came from drug. Marijuana was gateway drug. I remember the stories. I don't smoke it. I don't ascribe to it. I don't understand it.
Well, we don't do either one either. But we have friends that do, and it's cool with us.
They're fine.
Dr. Beverly says GPOS.
GPOS took you fishing and showed you a skill and told stories.
Yep.
GPOS these days out trying to get all the coochie they can,
yep,
and still running from child support. I'm just saying.
From back child support. Yep. She's right. I've for a long time, probably since I was in my 30s, my friends had said, Brian, you're going to be the best granddad. You know, from my 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're going to be the best granddad because you have all these stories to tell the grandchildren. And I do. And I love to tell them stories too. So, as a matter of fact, you're making me ready to go see my grandchildren in Raleigh. Right now, I'm getting ready to go see them, getting excited about going to see them and tell them more stories that Grandpa has. Good morning, Shirley Desjardins Wyatt. How you doing? We're talking about grandparents today. Grandparents. We listened to the song by Bill Withers right before the show started. Grandma's hands used to clap on Sunday mornings. Grandma's hands. All that song. You gotta listen to that song. Used to play the tambourine oh so well. Grandma's hands. Yeah, read them poems. Definitely. Read them poems. Make them recite poems. Repeat after me.
Now, I do remember my grandmother did not come to church with me, but she always made sure that she sent me to church, and that we would have church was like it was a preparation. It was a family church. The church, I went to 2 different churches growing up at the same time because I churched on Sabbath with the family, and I churched on Sunday with the school because I went to Catholic school. So you had to attend mass, and then we had to attend Saturday service because
you know why they sent you and didn't go with you, right? Because they needed the kids out of the house so they can get it in.
There was nobody to get it in with.
You don't know.
I'm not abiding by that.
That's how it was with my parents.
But
they used to send me and my sisters to school so they could have a house to themselves. Church.
School was Sabbath school was a preparation. It was where we learned how to talk, how to memorize scripture, how to give our Easter dissertation. It was an opportunity, and the grandparents were in charge of that too.
Show the picture and video now of this week for me that you had loaded up before we got knocked off. Whatever it is that you hadn't loaded up before. But this is the time to do it. Shirley Desjardins says, Brian, you are funny. Yeah, I guess. That's how my parents did it. And I know as an adult, that's what they did. They just send us to church so they can have a house to themselves.
And here's a little bit of grandparent fun for ya.
Y'all don't believe a black man can actually frolic, huh?
Y'all want to see the big man frolic, huh? You don't think I'll do it? Okay, here we go. I'm frolicking. That's right, y'all. I'm frolicking. I'm frolicking. Oh, we out here frolicking, y'all. We frolicking. Oh. We frolicked, y'all. Yes, we did. We actually went out and we frolicked. Whoop, whoop. So now, that was That was on Wednesday morning. I had a chance to frolic in response to the Can Black Men Frolic videos. Thursday morning, yesterday morning, we had our friend Stephanie D. Mara. She brought her dog over, and I got a chance to spend some time with her dog yesterday morning and play with her dog. I got several pictures, but this is one that we have of her dog, her beautiful dog. I sent the pictures of me with that dog, several pictures of me and that dog, to my sons, my adult sons, yesterday, and they were like, "Oh man, she's beautiful." I'm like, "Yes, she is." What's her name? It's Eva. And then finally, after I answered all the questions they asked, but finally says, "When did you get her?" And then I was like, "I didn't get her. And it was just a friend of mine's dog." Sheila Gothard says,
"That's the closest that he's going to get to owning a dog."
Man. Sheila Gothard says, "My parents went to church, but they used to send us to the skating rink every Saturday with the neighbor. As an adult, I realized the same thing. Hey, y'all go skating. Here's some money. Go skate and get out of the house because we need to get it in. We need to be noisy, and we can't do that with the kids in the house."
That was not the case.
Nikki Boy says, "Happy New Day, the Empowerment Duo." Good morning, says the Nikki Boy. Nikki, tell us, do you have any fond grandparent stories? Do you know any cool grandparents? What do you call your grandparents?
Dr. Beverly says, grandparents will just randomly say stuff to make you think. If it's raining, something is growing, versus grandparents these days will curse you out and call you names.
My grandparents had all of these crazy, we thought they were crazy. Sit down during a thunderstorm. You had to turn off the TV during the thunderstorm. What for? You got to be quiet while God's doing his work.
Or Satan is beating his wife.
I never heard that one. You told me that one as an adult. But they had all these old school thoughts and stuff, man. Wow. My grandmother, she grew up in the South, but she lived her senior years in New York. And she had a Southern dialect. Like if she ever saw me in a suit, she would say something like, "Brian, you look like the Shonts man." And me in a suit as a kid looked like the Shonts man. Now, what she was saying was, I look like the insurance man, but she calls it a Shonts man. You look like the Shonts man. And she could always call me Brant. Okay, Brant?
Your mother?
Grandmother.
Oh, I was going to say.
She's called a Shonts man, and she had another thing. Oh, she had diabetes too, but she didn't call it diabetes. Guess what she called it?
The sugar.
Sugar. I got that sugar, y'all. She used to give herself shots in the belly. We used to see it. Okay. Yeah, we caught up all the comments. Okay, cool. So Lisa's about to do a card. Come on, baby.
I'm about to do a card. Settle down.
I'm looking at the clock.
It's okay. God is with us. God is with you every step of the way is the reminder for the day. And this is coming from 101 Blessings to brighten your day and uplift your soul. God is with you every step of the way. And the scripture for today is from 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 2. The Lord will stay with you. Whenever you seek him, you will find him.
Amen. Go ahead and read Craig's too.
Craig says, good morning, everyone. Let's have a great, blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest. Don't forget to contact me to help you protect what matters most.
Craig is in the home security business.
That's right. And today is Shout It Out Friday. So you should be shouting out your business, your services, and your support. Be sure to include your phone number or your link to your website so that people will know how to get in touch with you. The Lord will stay with you whenever you seek him, you will find him. That's 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 2. Excuse me.
Grandma's Hands. I love the song. I love the song called Grandma's Hands. Is there any more grandma songs?
Yeah, there's one that the line that I always remember is Grandma Yande. But I can't remember the song.
Oh, Better Days. Better
Yes,
Days.
that one.
I can still hear my grandma say,
Yes, that one.
"You can't get to know better days unless you make it through the."
night.
Yes. Craig Sapp, he put his phone number on the screen for
Absolutely.
you.
571-575-1086. No matter where you are around the country, he can still help you protect what matters most.
That's the grandma song.
Miss Phyllis, good morning. I do see your comments now. Did you say something about your grandmother? Oh, she said a little bit of sugar. That was
a little bit of sugar.
That was what your grandmother had. A little bit of sugar.
You got to catch up these comments, y'all. It's now 9:40. We was a little bit behind schedule, but we're catching up now.
And good morning to you. I want to get to the top.
Yep. Lorraine Gallardo. My Lamborghini Gallardo. Lorraine Gallardo, good morning.
Bless your heart.
Shirley Ellis, you still got to find your song.
Good
Judy
morning.
Floyd has a greeting song.
Oh, Judy, you so fine. You so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. Good morning,
Tamika. We still got to get your jam.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Stephanie Treasure.
Carmelita.
Slinging T-shirts with Sunday Aita. She never, ever fail to greet you. Carmelita. What we're doing right now, we're doing our greeting songs. These are for the people that have been rocking with the show for a while or are consistent contributors to the show. What's a contributor? That's someone who says something that we can read off. If you contribute to the show that way, because this show works not at all unless you say something. Like
Absolutely.
Sheila Gofford has a song.
Sheila, storms are brewing in your eyes. Oh.
My daughter Adira swung through here earlier. Her name is Adira, actually, but I always called her Adira. And she loves it. Even when I do it today, she acts like she don't, but she loves it. Adira.
I love it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for coming today. And Dr. Beverly has a logo.
Dr. Beverly is on the show.
Oh, goodness.
You went to bed before me and got up after me.
You're right. I don't know. Shirley D. Jeanette, Wyatt.
Will rock you. Shirley D. Jeanette, Wyatt will rock you. That's a girl right there. Good morning, Sister Shirley.
Hey, Nikki. Good morning, Nikki.
Okay, cool. We gotta catch up on
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. We gotta add 4 more songs. We gotta get on that. 4 more people need songs that I can see today. Craig Sapp, 1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze. Lisa, at least you get to pet. Lisa, at least you pet the dog.
I did pet the dog. I don't not like dogs.
Get it, Shirley.
I don't not like dogs. What I don't particularly want is responsibilities. I have one responsibility that's constant and consistent, and that's all I want.
I'm your responsibility, constant and consistent. That's what
You're my one responsibility that's consistent. I got to make sure that you're fed.
Like right
I got to make sure that
because I got 11 o'clock.
You ate breakfast.
I didn't eat enough. It was only one. I had 1 packet of oatmeal.
I got to make sure that you're fed. I got to make sure that you're taking care of.
What? Say it. What? Take care of what, Lisa?
Anyway.
Wait. What
I got to make sure
that
you're entertained.
You don't have to entertain me. You know that.
There are some entertainment that you require.
What? Like what?
You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it.
Not going to do what?
You're not going to get me to talk about anything.
Anything, really?
Nothing, right?
Wow.
I'm going to stop talking now.
Scaredy cat. What? Look at you. Clutching your pearls and closing off and everything. Can't believe you.
But anyway, I don't need any more responsibilities. He takes care of his fish and they don't need to be cleaned up after. So that's it. Really. But That's it. That's all we
It's
need.
probably time to clean the tank. But the tank is pretty clean looking. But you should still do it every month and a half anyway. It's been a while. So I do need to take care of my fish tank because I control their entire ecosystem. Why are you rolling your eyes?
Because you do.
That's right. I make sure that they're warm enough or cool enough, make sure they got enough food, all of that stuff. It's time to clean the tank, actually. But I always wait till a hot day to do that. Craig said, I feel some kind of way, Brian. What you don't want my VCR no more?
Yes, one. Let me borrow your VCR so I can do it.
Craig, let me borrow your VCR so I can do it with D. Craig. Bye, Felicia. Shirley Dijonette Wyatt says, I didn't want a dog. My son brought 2 home. Guess whose responsibility it is to take care of them while my son is at work?
Exactly. I do not.
Yeah, I know you say that, Lisa, but I know how it goes. I'm going to bring a dog home.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's going to stomp and pitch a fit and all that kind of stuff until the first time the dog put his head on her lap or whatever, and then it'll be her dog.
No, Eva was very nice. She was very, very friendly. She came over to me.
Yeah, the dog
I pet her.
Let me tell you that story real quick. We had the pit bull. I was playing with the dog outside. I had walked the dog. I did all this kind of stuff. And Lisa was on the far end of the other side of the room on the couch.
Intentionally.
Away from Stephanie Morris and me. And I'm sitting in the daddy chair. Stephanie's on the
end of the couch.
Yeah, kind of couch. So the dog is with me and going back and forth. But the dog realized Lisa has not petted me yet. So the dog was right there in front of me, looks and saw Lisa. Lisa hadn't given me no love. The dog gets up, walks around the coffee table, and goes over to Lisa and like, come on, give me some love. And then Lisa did. But the dog wanted to make sure that somebody
that I wasn't left out.
Nah, you want to make sure that you're in the house, you got to greet me. You got to give me something.
Well, she is very lovely, very loving, very, very endearing, very calm in the house.
Yep.
And she had a lot of fun outside. But when she came in the house, she was respectful of the house. And I didn't mind. I don't mind any dogs. I just really appreciate it when they go home.
And you kept saying, she is big. She's big.
She is a big dog.
I don't think she's that big.
She is
mid-sized dog. Okay.
She is big. Her head is twice the size of your head.
Her head is, she's got a big, beautiful head, and it's just so much fun. I had a good time. So I'm gonna keep inviting Stephanie and Eva. Technically, I'm inviting Eva, but Eva
can't drive.
Can't drive, and she can't get here unless Stephanie Morris brings the dog. So I'm gonna keep bringing her over, probably this weekend too. Yep.
Lord have mercy. This weekend we're busy on Saturday.
What are we
going
doing
to the wealth banquet.
We're going to a banquet this Saturday. This weekend, Charlotte was Black Wealth Week. Shouts out to oh Lord, man, Jay Mattier, he's a part of it, but the matriarch of the event is Miss Phyllis Holly Ward. Phyllis Holly Ward. She started this event, I think, 2 years ago, and now it's an annual event, Black Wealth Week. She did the same thing up in New Jersey, and she brought it down here to Charlotte, North Carolina. And she's had events each night since Tuesday. And but it culminates Saturday in the banquet. So we're going to that banquet. Lisa and I are going to go. Yeah, and we're excited about that too. I'm going to put on a suit. I'm going to look like the Shonks man.
You're going to wear one of your new vests that I altered?
Yeah, that'll be a good time. I bought some like party style vests and like paisley different colors. So I'll wear one of my new vests to the banquet. That'll be a perfect time for that. Thank you, Sister Shirley. She said enjoy.
Absolutely.
This has been a good week. What do you think about your week so far this week?
This has been a good week. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. We both have had a chance to be used. We got a chance to be used by God to facilitate a word.
And today I get to go and meet again with my children at James Martin Middle School to discuss their book projects and see how far along in the process we are.
Lisa and I are so blessed that sometimes we get opportunities to pour into young minds at the schools or wherever we get a chance to. So what time are you going to do that? 3 o'clock. Exciting. I might come.
You can.
I might. Never mind. I'll let you have your thing.
No, you should come.
I might come because I had been booked to speak there before, and then they ixnayed my talk, so I might come anyway just to check it out.
You can come.
Matter of fact, never mind.
Stop saying matter of fact, never mind. You can come.
I'll use that time for cigar time.
No, it's going to be a beautiful day. You could do cigar time after. It's only going to be 1 hour.
It's never 1 hour, baby. It's always 2 hours when you go to speak for an hour.
We're not going to speak. We're going to interact with the children.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to let them speak for the most part.
Well, I still enjoy that kind of stuff myself. This is the weekend. Okay? I do something. Do something this weekend. Steve Harvey used to tell the jokes.
I know, Craig.
Steve Harvey used to tell the joke. What you say, Craig?
He's going, Lisa.
I'm not sure yet, Craig. Steve Harvey used to tell the joke about how white people have wonderful weekends and black folks just get a couple of days off.
Enjoy your weekend. Take some time to give back. Take some time to enjoy it, recreate. Take some time to relax.
Yeah,
Relaxing.
that's right.
You've been laxing all the time. It's time
Shirley
to
said
relax.
the same thing. He's going, Lisa.
I know.
I'm going to come here on Monday and tell y'all I didn't go.
No, he's not. He's going.
Y'all don't know me. Y'all think I know it? Oh, my God. Lisa thinks she know her husband like that, too. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself for me. We love you. We see you on Monday. And don't forget to have sex.